After the school had upgraded its Wi-Fi system, Billy began to have headaches, dizziness, rashes, and nausea. He made frequent visits to the school nurse and would leave school early at times. One day, when Billy's mom picked him up from school, she discussed his symptoms with the school nurse, who mentioned that a few other children in Billy's classes had also reported similar symptoms. This led the mother to do a lot of online research and study, which eventually convinced her that her son was suffering from the condition known as electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Electromagnetic hypersensitivity, or EHS, is the belief that exposure to electromagnetic fields results in unfavorable medical symptoms. EHS is not a recognized medical diagnosis and has no scientific evidence to back it up. Many claims of EHS are characterized by a variety of general symptoms associated with electromagnetic fields. Those who believe they are diagnosed with EHS claim to respond to electromagnetic field intensities much lower than the levels permitted by the International Radiation Safety Standards. Many medical clinical trials had found that people who say they have EHS are not able to distinguish between exposure and non-exposure to electromagnetic fields. A study done back in 2005 provided no convincing scientific evidence for symptoms related to electromagnetic fields. A variety of double-blind experiments have also shown that people who report EHS are just as likely to claim ill symptoms whether or not being exposed to genuine electromagnetic fields, suggesting that the nocebo effect is taking place in these cases, which refers to experiencing a high negative effect to the phenomenon than you otherwise would when already having a negative expectation. As of 2005, the World Health Organization suggested that people claiming EHS be evaluated to determine if they have a medical condition that may be causing the reported symptoms, and have a psychological evaluation as well as evaluate for issues like noise or air pollution that may be the root cause. These people who feel they have EHS usually undergo self-treatment by reducing their exposure to electromagnetic resources such as cell phones, Wi-Fi, or disconnecting or completely removing electrical devices from their households. There are no specific symptoms related to EHS claims, and symptoms widely range from person to person. Reported symptoms include headache, fatigue, altered heart rate, rashes, muscle pain and ache, and many more. In severe cases, these symptoms can be real and be very disabling, causing psychological distress. Many of these reported symptoms tend to overlap with other syndromes known as medically unexplained physical symptoms, or MUPS for short. Those who report electromagnetic hypersensitivity will mention different sources responsible for their symptoms. Devices held responsible include fluorescent light, mobile or cordless phones, and Wi-Fi. A 2001 survey showed that people who have diagnosed themselves with EHS blame their symptoms to mostly mobile phone base stations at 74%, followed by mobile phones at 36%, power lines at 29%, and Wi-Fi at 27%. EHS cases are very rare. The prevalence of EHS has been estimated to be around 5 cases per million. A questionnaire survey of about 2,000 people in California back in 2002 found that 3% reported experiencing electromagnetic hypersensitivity. A similar questionnaire survey in the UK randomly selected a group of 20,000 people, found that 4% of the sample reported having EHS. The differences in prevalence of the solution around the world could be due to the definition of the condition and the media attention around EHS in that location. There have been products that have been advertised claiming to shield people from electromagnetic radiation from cell phones. However, the Federal Trade Commission warned people that such products are a prime example of false advertising, since there's no scientific proof that these shields significantly reduce exposure from electromagnetic emissions. People have also attempted to file lawsuits to try to win damages due to harm claimed from electromagnetic radiation. A New Mexico judge in 2012 dismissed a lawsuit where one person sued his neighbor, claiming to have been harmed from electromagnetic radiation from his neighbor's cordless phones, chargers, and Wi-Fi. In November 2015, an English teen girl committed suicide. She had constantly complained about EHS, and after her death, her suicide was attributed to EHS by newspapers and EHS advocates. So, yes, the only real solution for completely preventing electromagnetic hypersensitivity is to become a hermit.